Hello everyone and welcome to Spirituality Sundays on Sunday the 5th of December 2021. Today is Tarot Card of the Week. The deck I'll be using today is the Tarot Kit. The focus is on irritation, so let's choose a card and see. Okay. The Queen of Swords jumped out. The Queen of Swords is within the air signs Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. These signs are connected with intellect, wit and wisdom, analysis, problem solving. So let's have a look in the book and see. It's about fairness, justice and also balance. So she chose to jump out of the deck. I didn't choose her, she chose herself, which is quite a trend of late in these readings. The Queen of Swords describes a mature woman who is important to you at the time of this reading. Alternatively, the card is encouraging you to express some of the personality traits that belong to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords often represents a woman who has suffered and whose attitude to life has been coloured accordingly. Traditionally, she is a widow or divorcee who has come to terms with being alone and who has known many privations and much sadness. Very often she lives alone and is extremely self-reliant. The woman denoted by the Queen of Swords does not like asking for help because she prides herself on being self-sufficient. She may also be wary of putting herself in a position where she owes other people favours. She is practical and intelligent, qualities she might use professionally. For instance, she may be involved in social work, the legal system or teaching professions, or any other job in which she gives people advice. She does her best to be as accurate and well informed as possible and pays a great deal of attention to detail. When voicing her opinions, she is forthright and uncompromising. Very often this woman is powerful, which could be as a result of her influential career, or she might simply have tremendous personal authority which shines through in everything she does. She is highly respected, but it can be difficult to get to know her because she puts up such a strong emotional defence. For example, she might hold forth stridently on politics or capital punishment, but be very reluctant to talk about her feelings or her private life. Sometimes the Queen of Swords represents a woman who is very enigmatic. She has such a complex personality that it's almost impossible to penetrate it. She can also be a fantasy figure in someone's life, a woman who is yearned for and adored, but who is too aloof to get to know in the flesh and blood relationships, as this would be to reduce her mystique and possibly make her vulnerable to emotional pain. Becoming more stoical. When tarot encourages you to emulate the Queen of Swords' behaviour, very often it is her stoicism that is most pertinent. If you've been going through a hard time, it may help to adopt some of her resolve and ability to look adversity in the face. Perhaps your only option is to deal with what is happening to you in as a logical and intelligent way as possible. Alternatively, if you're involved in a messy relationship with someone, the Queen of Swords may be encouraging you to gain some emotional distance and to not be so caught up in the other person. Sometimes you should withdraw emotionally or physically for a while. The Queen of Swords, in accordance to this interpretation, she can be quite aloof. She can be very forthcoming, as it's said, with her thoughts and feelings, but at the same time, she keeps things hidden at a distance. So when it comes to irritation, have you too openly maybe laid your cards, laid? What's happening? Lay your cards on the table. Do you need to withdraw or step back somewhat? Is there a situation or someone who's become such a source of irritation, literally, they've sent you crazy? They've sent you to such a position where your vulnerabilities have come to the I can't talk. Where your vulnerabilities have come to the surface and they're taking advantage. Well, if it tells you to adopt the stance or the characteristics of this person, the Queen of Swords, then yes, step back. It doesn't mean you have to be cold. It doesn't mean you have to be hard. What it's saying is look at the situation more logically. When it comes to irritation, do you normally explode? Or do you normally withdraw? Or do you normally think, I can't deal with this? Well, this card is saying, oh yes, you can. But look at it in a way perhaps differently to how you would normally approach matters. How does that resonate with you? How are you best going to deal with this irritation? Because if you don't deal with this irritation, it will come back again and again and again, and perhaps it has, so therefore you have to take a new stance, a new approach in order to resolve. Be analytical. Sit there and maybe play a game of chess in your mind, decompartmentalise, and put yourself in a position of resolution. I'll leave you with a thought of the day. When irritated, I've learned to be silent. Please hold that thought, leave a comment, and take care.